Okay, imagine this. A grandmaster chess match, maybe even a really carefully planned military campaign.
Right.
What happens when you pit this, like, unpredictable, super creative approach against a disciplined, maybe even rigid by-the-book strategy?
That's a great question, and it's exactly the core of what we're diving into today. We're looking at a really fascinating strategic clash from the League of Legends Subpersonalities tournament.
Yeah, this deep dive focuses right in on match B3, Tommy versus Bannock.
And we've gone through the sources, pulled out the key insights from, detailed breakdowns, strategic overviews, even the minute-by-minute action.
Our goal here, our mission, is basically to give you a shortcut. A way to understand how the team comps, the different play styles, and this really critical in-game calls shaped how this match turned out.
Yeah, you'll get a feel for this macro versus structure dynamic that honestly defined the whole contest.
So let's set the stage. We've got these two distinct sub-personalities, these teams, right?
Exactly. First, there's Tommy's team. They're called the Tinkerer's Troop.
Okay. Tinker's Trip.
Known for, and this is the description, unorthodox utility and map-wide pressure. So think creative, maybe surprising plays trying to stretch the map thin.
Unorthodox utility. I like that. And facing them.
That would be Bannock's team, the Commander's cohort.
The Commander's cohort sounds more regimented.
Totally. Their style is described as safe, stable, and fight-ready.
Wow. Okay, you can already feel that tension, can't you? The unpredictable versus the perfectly drilled machine.
Precisely. So let's dig into Tommy's Tinker's Troop first, their lineup.
All right, who are they running?
It was pretty unique. Heimerdinger top, Bard in the jungle.
Hard jungle. Okay, that's already interesting.
Twisted Fate, mid, Jhin ADC, and Zilean support.
Heimer, Bard, TF, Jhin, Zilean. That's certainly unorthodox.
Right, and their playstyle built around that was all about that utility and map pressure. Great setup for poke, like chipping away at health bars.
But what's the catch? There's always a catch.
The big weakness, minimal frontline, almost none, really. No big tanks to soak up damage.
Ah, okay. So that's a massive strategic gamble then.
Yeah.
It sounds like they were basically banking on never having to take a straight-up fight.
Pretty much. Their strengths were obvious, though. You've got incredible long-range pressure from Jhin, Heimer, TF.
And the global playmaking potential must have been huge. TF's ultimate Bard roaming around.
Off the charts. Plus, fantastic stalling tools. Zilean's ultimate revives people. Bard can freeze things with his ult. Heimer's turrets control space.
But yeah, those weaknesses are glaring. No real front line makes them super vulnerable to what they call dive comps, right? Teams that just jump on your back line.
Exactly. And they had to control the game's pace, the tempo. They couldn't just brute force fights. They had to be clever.
Okay, so that's the Tinkerer's Troop. What about Bannock's Commander's cohort? What did they bring to counter this?
A very different approach. Shen in the top lane, Jarvan V jungle, Azir mid, Ezreal ADC, and Taric support.
Shen, J4, Azir, Ezreal, Taric. Okay, that feels much more standard, but solid.
Exactly. Their play style. Safe, stable, and fight-ready. Lots of peel, so protecting their damage dealers, good engage for starting fights, and strong objective control.
Right, so their strengths seem clear, too. Strong ways to start fights with Jarvan and Shen, but also ways to get out. Durable team fights, especially with Taric's shields and heals.
And a really good late-game 5v5 setup.
Or were they weak, though?
Well, their early lane pressure, or prio, wasn't great. Their champions weren't the strongest right out of the gate.
So Tommy could push them around early.
Potentially, yeah. They could also be out-rotated, caught out of position on the map, and they could struggle against poke if the fights got messy or disjointed.
You can really see it shaping up, can't you? These two very distinct philosophies clashing. It's like a strategic puzzle.
And that's exactly how it played out. The game felt like a three-act drama, honestly. The momentum kept shifting.
Okay, let's break it down. Act 1, the early game. 0 to 15 minutes. Who took charge?
Definitely Tommy. The Tinkerer's Troop came out swinging, playing to their strengths.
How so? What were the key moments?
Well, up top, Heimerdinger was just constantly harassing Shen, using his turrets, stacking up those turret plates, the gold bonuses you get early.
Right, putting pressure on Shen, getting gold leads. What did Shen do?
Played it smart, actually. Played safe, focused on farming, knew his ultimate cooldown was his ticket to influencing the map later.
Okay, makes sense. What about mid?
Twisted Fate was key, using his red card for slows and damage, clearing waves quickly, and then just roaming, constantly looking for plays.
That global pressure paying off early.
Big time. Around 7 minutes, TF uses his ultimate, Destiny, teleports down to the bottom lane with Bard. They pick up first blood, the first kill on Bannock's Ezreal. Big gold swing.
Nice. So TF and Bard working together across the map.
Exactly. Bard was everywhere. And then about 10:30, Bard and TF gank top lane together.
Ganging up on Shen.
They actually caught Jarvan, Bannock's jungler, who was trying to take the Rift Herald. They got the kill on him and secured the first Herald.
Wow. Okay, so Tommy's dictating the tempo hard. Objectives too.
Yep, Tommy's team got the first dragon, a cloud dragon, which helps with movement speed, perfect for their roaming style.
So it was all Tommy early. Did Bannock get anything?
They didn't just roll over. They counter-pushed mid-lane while Tommy was busy elsewhere and actually took the first outer tower. Showed they were sticking to their plan, focusing on structure.
Okay, so trading objectives. But who was the star of that early phase?
Gotta be Twisted Fate. His global pressure, accelerating the jungle tempo with Bard, he perfectly embodied that Tinker's Troop map-wide pressure idea.
All right, Act 1 to Tommy. But you said the momentum shifted. So Act 2, mid-game, 15 to 25 minutes. What happened?
This is where Bannock's strategy, that patient, structured approach, really started to pay dividends. The turnaround began.
How did it start? Was there a specific moment?
Yeah, a big one. Around 17 minutes, maybe 17:20. Bannock's team catches Bard way out of position, trying to place deep wards for vision.
Oof, classic mistake. Getting caught warding alone.
Yep. Jarvan and Taric collapse on him immediately. Then Shen uses his ultimate Stand United, teleports right onto an ally near the fight, shields them.
Turning a small skirmish into a bigger fight.
Exactly. It looked maybe like a 2v3, but suddenly it's a full team fight. And Bannock wipes Tommy's team, completely cleans them up. A huge turning point.
A full team wipe? Wow. That must have hurt Tommy's tempo badly.
Massively, and it showed the power of Bannock's fight-ready composition. Suddenly, they were the ones dictating the engagements.
What did Tommy try to do? Did they try to kite back, use their bow?
They tried, but Jarvan IV was just relentless. He kept finding Tommy's ADC, Jhin, with his Cataclysm ultimate, that ability that traps someone in a ring of terrain.
Oh man, Jhin hates that. No escape.
Right. Even with Zilean using his Chrono Shift ultimate to revive Jhin sometimes, Tommy just couldn't win those direct sustained fights. Bannock was too durable, too coordinated.
Did TF try to split push, use his map pressure that way?
He did attempt it, pushed a side lane, but Shen just instantly followed with his Stand United ultimate. Matched the pressure, neutralized the split push threat. Bannock was showing really tight macro control.
So, Bannock turns one pick into map control. What objectives did they get off that wipe?
That team wipe led straight into Bannock securing the second dragon and taking down Tommy's mid-tier 2 tower. Big games.
And they started controlling vision more tightly.
Yeah, they tightened their grip on the map's vision, especially around major objectives. And then, crucially, at about 24 minutes, they took Baron Nashor.
Baron. Okay,
Yeah.
That's usually a game changer. How'd they secure it?
They set it up perfectly, used Azir's soldiers, the sand soldiers he summons to zone out Heimerdinger and Jhin, denying them access while the rest of Bannock burned Baron down.
Smart zoning. So mid-game MVP, gotta be Jarvan, right?
Without a doubt. Jarvan IV, consistently finding picks, creating that teamfight control, he totally shifted the momentum towards Bannock's structured game plan.
Okay, so Bannock takes control in the mid-game, secures Baron. That brings us to Act 3, the late game, 25 minutes onwards. How did Bannock close it out?
Well, this is where their flawless execution really came into play. With that Baron buff powering up their minions, they executed a really precise 1-4 push.
One person splitting, 4 pushing elsewhere.
Exactly. Azir was applying pressure mid, while Shen pushed top lane. It forces the defending team, Tommy in this case, to split their attention, making them vulnerable.
How did Tommy try to defend? They still had those stalling cools.
They did their best. Heimer's turrets, Jhin's traps. They tried to slow the siege down, but every time Tommy even looked like they wanted to engage, Bannock had an answer.
Like what?
Taric's ultimate Cosmic Radiance, making key targets invulnerable just as Tommy committed. Or Shen landing a crucial Shadow Dash taunt to peel for his carries. It was a clinic in disengagement and sustain, showcased that safe, stable style perfectly.
Just constantly shutting down Tommy's attempts to find an opening. But was there one last big fight? A climax.
Oh yeah, around 31.5 minutes. Tommy's team sets up what honestly looked like a brilliant trap near the red buff jungle camp.
Okay, maybe a comeback chance.
It looked possible. Bard lands a fantastic three-man tempered fate, his ult that puts people in stasis. Zilean cleverly baits Jarvan into engaging. Twisted Fate ults in, trying to burst down Bannock's ADC Ezreal. Looked like they might actually delete him.
The chaos play. The Tinkerer's troop special.
Almost, but this is exactly where Bannock's structure, their coordination, just shown. It was like a perfectly rehearsed counter.
What happened? How did they turn it?
Instantly, Shen shields Ezreal, saving him. Taric hits his invulnerability ultimate, Cosmic Radiance protecting everyone nearby, and then Azir. Azir slides through all 5 members of Tommy's team with his ultimate, Emperor's Divide.
Oh, the Shurima shuffle. Pushing them all back.
Pushing them back, splitting them up completely. Total chaos for Tommy's team. They got completely wiped out. An ace.
And that was it. Game over.
Pretty much. After that ace, Bannock just pushed straight into Tommy's base and ended the game. 33 minutes, 22 seconds. What a turnaround.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So methodical. Let's look at the final stats, the scorecard.
Right. So Tommy got first blood, first dragon, first herald, all those early advantages.
But Bannock secured the first Baron, which was huge.
And ultimately the game. Final kill score was Bannock 17, Tommy 11. Game duration, like I said, 33.22.
So Bannock takes the win. And the overall MVP. You said Jarvan mid-game, but overall...
Well, got to be Jarvan IV, Bannock's jungler. His final KDA. 4 kills, only 1 death, 11 assists.
Wow, only died once.
Yeah. And those initiations just constantly broke Tommy's tempo. Plus, he assisted in 88% of his team's kills. Just immense impact, perfectly executing that structured plan.
Any honorable mentions?
Definitely Taric, Bannock support. His ultimate Cosmic Radiance was absolutely clutch. Save carries multiple times from Tommy's poke or all-in attempts.
Right, that invulnerability is so powerful against burst.
And his general zoning and sustain just allowed Bannock to outlast almost every fight. He was crucial to making that fight-ready comp work, especially against Tommy's poke.
Okay, so stepping back, what does this all mean for you, the listener? What's the big takeaway here?
Well, the main story, the narrative, is really this chessboard of macro versus structure. Tommy tried to make the board unpredictable, use chaos and tempo,
The Tinker's troop, yeah.
unorthodox utility.
But Bannock played the long game. Safe, solid, disciplined. Ready to capitalize the second an opportunity appeared. It wasn't necessarily flashy.
But it was flawless execution by the book. That structure held strong.
Exactly. And that's the core insight, I think. Bannock's disciplined, methodical game, backed up by strong teamfight tools like sustain and engage, ultimately just outlasted Tommy's creative, high-tempo, global pressure style.
It really showed they knew their own strengths, their win condition, and were patient enough to wait for their moment, even after falling behind early. Right. So what can you take away from this deep dive? Maybe it's about the importance of adapting your own strategy mid-game, or seeing the value of having that solid front line, those reliable team fight tools, especially when you're facing a tricky, poke-heavy opponent.
Yeah, it's not just about this one specific game, is it? It's about broader strategic principles, how different approaches clash.
For sure. And, it leaves us with a final thought to chew on.
Go on.
Well, if flawless execution by the book, that structured approach, can triumph over unpredictable pressure like it did here, what does this match suggest about that balance between innovation and fundamentals?
In any field, really. Like gaming, business, maybe even personal development.
Yeah. Where are the limits of being unorthodox, of being the tinkerer, if you don't have that strong, adaptable foundation underneath it all? Something to think about.